when I feel like nothing, always feel like I'm running. Both feel we're living worlds apart. It's fucked now, we lost in limbo. Remembering what you said though, and I asked you if we'd make it far. That one last kiss that they write about, my one last wish you could never doubt. I trust angels who fly away from you, and you told me that we'd never die. Gave me so many reasons why we were meant to be. Then she said no, 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 no. No, 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 you should. I've earned the cost and now I've paid it. Oh, no, no, no. Oh, please don't go. I know my face a memory erasing. Been a few years since I heard your voice, yeah. Lost a few here, but it's not by choice, no. Girl, I see your face every day when I look through my phone. Can't delete all these memories, won't leave me alone. Hit my blind side, never saw it coming. You were so wild, both know I was nothing. And I'm nothing now, nothing's changed. You know I'm just the same. Miss you now, but I hope that someday you explain. That one last kiss that they write about, my one last wish you could never doubt. Trust angels who fly away from you, and you told me that we'd never die. Gave me so many reasons why we were meant to be.
Hello, world. How's it going? Hope everyone is well. Please let me know you can hear me. What an eventful day we have had. Glory. Great to see everyone. Josh with the lab is supposed to be here, and so is Trevor. I'm going to drop the links for those two. Very eventful day we have had. I'm blurry. Okay. I don't know why. Hopefully it'll work itself out. Don and Candus went to court. Don walked out. That much we do know. Now, Trevor was on the scene today. He was at the court, and someone put a Cash App in a minute ago. Tracy, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It's very kind of you. Thank you. Appreciate it, honey. Good to see you all. And this, a lot of people thought it was about the gag order. I'm not so sure. I don't think it was that for the, oh, way to go. I'm glad JC's done with chemo. Thank God. Thank God. Praise the Lord for that. So, yes. What was I talking about? I forgot. What was I talking about? I have a blue go around you tonight. I'm feeling the mood, honey. I got the blues. No, Candus left afterwards. She was really mad. From what I do understand, she was mad. And once, let me drop that link again for Trevor and Josh. I think they're in here. Are they in here? Has anyone seen them? Yes, guys, while y'all are filing in, if you don't mind hitting that thumbs up button, I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Oh, you are beautiful, C-Star. You're beautiful. I don't got much, like a lot of light on me tonight. I kind of got a headache, so forgive me for that. But going back to Don and Candus. So this may have actually been their last what's the word I'm looking for? Their last court date with the kids. Now, they may have one more. What do you guys think? I mean, do you think, sounds like, well, this is the thing. What we'll know tonight, if Dawn and Candus are on anyone's panel tonight, we know it might be more about the gag order, right? Telling them to be quiet or whatever. But I think they would have arrested Don if it was about the gag order. I really do. I think they would have arrested him by now. But they didn't enforce it all this time. So why start now, right? I mean, they should have started a long time ago if you ask me. But could they have lost their rights today? Is my question. This has been how many months now? June will be 2 years. We're almost in mid-February. So what, another 4 months, right? March, April, May. Like 4, maybe 5 months. It's been a year and a half. And they're right at the cutoff line of where, if there's any possibility to get their kids back. Now, this is my question, and I want to know your opinions on this. Have they done anything, in your opinion, to actively get the kids back that you or any of us have seen, that any of us are aware of? Now, to be fair, they have made some improvements in their home. I know a lot of people has been up there, devoted their time, their money, their effort. But is that enough? Is that enough? Will it go against Don that he was in jail? Will that go against him? Will he get extra time because he was in jail and wasn't able to, fix up things or do whatever they were required to do? That's really the question. If they're mad, they were probably, hold on one second. Sorry, it was Josh. I see you. Will you do me a favor and copy this link? He wanted me to text him a link, but I can't. So if their actions does not match their word, Lady May says, none of your business, says, Jesus, think how Don talks to his kids like he talks to the YouTubers. Do you think the kids don't want to go back? I don't know, and I really truthfully don't want to speculate because I don't know the kids. I don't know their, but is it, in your opinion, which none of our opinions really matter, it's up to the courts to decide, do you think they will be best? I mean, let's be real. The most ideal circumstance is to always keep a family together. But, I've talked to my girlfriend privately about things that have, went on, and their goal is to keep them together, but because this is not their first rodeo, especially with Candus. I mean, there's 7 kids and they have none, right? There is none of them. And so it may not work out in their favor. So, we're just going to have to see. Oh, Camille, good to see you, honey. I think Jody Sue Brown will get the gossip and tell people on her Gross channel what happened. It's a small town. I don't know. This is the thing. If they are quiet, then it could be the gag order, or they just may need time to process it. It appeared that Candus was mad today. Okay, Josh said he would be here in 5 minutes. They could also be, Dawn or Candus could be so mad at whatever happened today in the courts. I see you. That thing that you sent me earlier, was that from Dawn? Is that what he posted earlier? Let me show you guys this. Okay, never mind. Okay, there's Trevor. Trevor.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes. How are you doing?
Good deal. Good. How are you doing?
Good. So you had a very busy day today.
Oh yeah, I was down at the courthouse for a while.
Yes. And you were live on Facebook. So what all happened today?
Okay, so obviously we all heard in the past few days that there was going to be a court hearing today. So I drove down there. Court's open 8 to 4, but I figured the court hearing would be at least in the morning, if not later, so it wouldn't be too early. I drove down there and was hanging out in the parking lot for a little while, and there were only a few cars there and nobody involved in this case. So I sat and waited a while, and then out of the corner comes a bright red Subaru, and they came.
I want to interrupt you for 1 second though. But they had canceled the courts for a lot of other people today, right?
Not that I'm aware.
Wasn't there court that was canceled other and rescheduled? Does anyone know? I thought there was, but maybe I'm wrong on that. Okay, go ahead. Good.
You're fine. I didn't hear about that, but because there were people going in and out with their lawyers today as I was there, but there could have been cases rescheduled. I'm not sure. But they went in and met with their attorneys. The Wells did early. They came early and met with their attorneys, is what I assume they went in early for, and waited. I waited in the parking lot and waited for them to come back out. And they came out, walked back to their car, but on their way out, they were right behind me at a red light, and Candus was very upset.
Yes. So she was trying to light a cigarette and throwing her hands up at the same time.
Yeah, so she put her cigarette in and throwing her hands up in the air at Don. She was looking at Don and saying something to him. So she was upset with him over something.
Congratulations, Camille. So have you heard anything else regarding what Candus may be upset about? Have they on your radar, have they been online anywhere since the court hearing today? Has anyone talked to them?
I haven't heard anything about the court case, but funny that you asked, because someone just let me know that Candus is going around. So they must have saw me. Candus is going around saying that I yelled at her and asked her what happened at the court case. Which, I mean, for anybody that was on the live and watching, I didn't.
You was live the entire time.
I didn't speak to anybody.
Yeah, that's completely impossible. Now, someone went up to Dawn and talked to them before the court, right?
Yes.
Today. And did they say anything?
That was Matt. He walked up and talked to them beforehand, and they didn't say much. Dawn apparently seemed scared because of the gag order, and that was about it. They didn't say too much.
So Dawn was kind of scared.
Yeah, he seemed nervous. He mentioned the gag order because a lot of people, I think, have been saying that there was a good chance he'd be held in contempt for violating the gag order.
But I think this was more toward the kids, which, well, I mean, the gag order is because of the kids, obviously, but we're right there at, with the adoption and all that, right? Like, are they getting these kids back?
Right.
And who knows? Go for it.
They've hit the threshold definitely where termination has to begin. Federal law has them after a certain amount of months. I think it's 12, and then states can decide differently as well, but that they have to start termination. So, and they've been there one less month than Summer's been missing. So they've been in there well longer than that threshold. So termination has definitely begun. How far they're into it, if that occurred today, who knows?
But I don't even think it was a full month, was it?
No, I don't even think it was. But I just say June and then July to count the months. But it's even less than that.
Maybe it was a review hearing. Now, they could have even, and I'm not saying this happened, but I have heard that they can, never mind. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say that right now. I'll keep it just for later. That's okay, Megan. We're glad you're here. So, it's one of those. It's clearly, it appears it didn't go in their favor. I don't think it could have went in their favor because Candus was, they looked a little bit distraught. And have they done anything, right? To actively, one of the stipulations was Dawn and Candus needs to go to, oh shit, Josh is back there. I'm sorry, Josh. Hey, Josh.
Hey, how's it going?
How long you been back there?
Probably like 19, 20 seconds.
Okay.
Not long.
Okay. Well, welcome. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Hi, Trevor. How are you?
Good. How are you
this
doing?
morning? I could see.
So, Trevor was live on location today at the courthouse. And Dawn and Candus got in the car. Candus was she looked mad, according to Trevor.
She always looks mad.
Oh, she was pissed though. She was throwing up her hands at Dawn, yelling.
Because they violated the gag order.
Oh yeah.
And I'm
you think
sure.
It was the gag order though?
Today, I'm
sure.
A little bit of information that I have, and it's very little, and I have no like real inside information, but that the gag order was most likely going to be discussed today. And as for what happened, I don't know, but I mean, Don's the one that kind of made his way back into, the YouTube world.
Well, Josh, we're getting right there about to where it's, they get the kids back or they don't.
12 to 18 months. Yeah.
Right. And we're past 12.
We're very close, if not almost past the 18-month mark.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean,
or it's 17 months.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Look, I mean, it would be a shock for them to get their kids back. But stranger things have happened, and worse mistakes by CPS and so on and so forth have happened. I don't know. And to be honest, we might not ever know what happened in court today if they weren't arrested or booked. These things that involve minors. I mean, they're just not going to publicly disclose that kind of stuff.
July 2021. So it's been 19 months. I thought it's been 17 months.
Summer it'll be 20 months for summer. So.
Right. Yeah, exactly. I mean, it's been a while, no doubt. And you would think that they would probably, I don't know. Look, their rights could have been terminated today for all I know. I don't know that. But what I think it was mostly about was I think they hauled him in on the gag order. And I don't know. I mean, it's probably, I don't believe that they were supposed to be on YouTube, but I don't know that for a fact either.
Well, I mean, they didn't wait. Don didn't wait very long. See, I thought we would get a good run of Don not being on YouTube for a while.
Yeah.
But pretty much from jump, they have been on YouTube. And in the beginning, there was rumor that, they're under different names, which they were. They were. I can tell you that. And then I think once they just realized, is someone misbehaving?
Probably.
Just block them. They're being disgusting. Was WJHL there today, Trevor? Trevor?
That WJHL was not there.
They weren't there. Okay. Well, if we see Don or Candus on the farm lady, Daisy, if we see her on, or Don on them or a couple other channels tonight, we will know that they didn't talk about the gag order. I think he'll tell us relatively soon.
I think they would have paraded the fact if they got the visitation back, because the Find Wells page that Tim runs has been parading this big narrative about how messed up DCS is, and every other day they post an article about how broken it is and how much they've stolen their kids and how this is America, they should be able to talk to their kids. So if they got visitation back, they would definitely parade that win, and they haven't.
I think you're right. You need to understand,
because they would have beat this in their eyes.
Good. Yeah, they would have. But with the things that Don has said just in the last couple weeks about CPS and them being kidnapped and everything else, I don't think that's going to age very well in court, in my opinion.
I mean, he went on the local news to bash CPS, and somebody in the chat said, "Do we have proof of a gag order?" I mean, Don and Candus have repeatedly said that they are not supposed to talk about that case.
The judge confirmed to WJHL back in July when they were taking that there's a gag order. It's
that
official.
As well. Yes.
Like I said, I mean, I don't think Don would make the gag order part up and then just violate it the way he does. I mean,
oh no, I agree. I was just telling that person as well. There is that proof in case they want that as well. It came directly from Judge Boyd.
Yeah. So I mean, it's just been a house of cards, really.
Yeah.
It's all starting to crumble, and I'm kind of fearful that without the possibility of them being able to get their children back, if that is in fact terminated at any time, I just don't think that doesn't bode well for Summer's case. I just don't think it is.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So, Prayer Garden, she is doubling down on her comments last night. And I'll tell you, it was really disturbing to me. The way not only the way that she was, speaking about uh emergency me, which, to be quite honest with you, I don't really know emergency me. I've said in passing hello and things like that. But regardless, like, you just don't say the things that I mean, they were literally saying, I'm sorry if you guys hear wind because it is really blowing here. I got my windows open. It's so warm today. But they was saying, well, why don't you get your papers out? Why don't you get your papers out? I mean, since when do people that say that they too have been SA'd or victim of what she's been through? I don't even the T word. Since when is it okay for someone to say that you care about this, and yet you come to YouTube to find some relatability, some comfort, and you are fed to the freaking wolves and called a prostitute?
That was, I mean, she's been like that, but like last night was even far for her. I was shocked.
Oh, I was.
Well, I was just on Miss Daisy's show.
Oh,
You see, like Daisy.
Well, I just went at it with PG.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Certainly, yeah.
Like Daisy, I think she's just very easily influenced, to be quite honest with you, and Daisy you can reason with a lot more. You know what I mean, in my opinion. But PG, I mean, the things that comes out of that lady's mouth, it's just repulsive.
Look, I never feel good about like going on a panel and having it out with somebody. I never feel great about it. But, I am going to defend my family, my situation, and especially my mother,
Absolutely.
and what happened to her. And for her to insinuate that she cares about, that she has a soft heart for the missing or the exploited or the whatever, then I to say what she said, I wasn't like, I just felt like, I needed to explain, like, because she was saying, how dare that lady come up and talk to me the way that she does? And then I say, well, was it fair for you to say what you said about me? And she just says yes. And then she's, goes on and on talking about how how I abuse women and so on and so forth. And, which is just, whatever. But, and then she also accused me of saying something back
Yes,
in the
I
day.
should listen to this earlier. Yes.
Oh, did you hear that?
Mhm. I did hear this part. Yes.
And I never said anything like that. And by the way, I do want to say this. I have never, ever in my life had my father, my mother, my sister, any of our situations weaponized against me until
YouTube.
I got to YouTube. She's not the first one to do it. She's the second one.
Yeah.
but
it's disgusting.
It to me it is kind of shocking because like if you want to like go back and forth and say, yeah, well, like your show sucks, like you're boring. Nobody.
That's a different thing. That's I mean, it's ridiculous still, but this is so below the belt, Josh, that it's really hard for me to find words. She said on that live, oh, so what is this? Another parent got murdered or something? Like what am I supposed to do about it and all this stuff? And I thought, where is the compassion?
I think, and one of the things that she accused me of was saying that like nobody would ever R word her, like who would R word, so
Right.
and I gotta tell you, I have never said anything like that privately to anybody, and I certainly haven't said it publicly to anybody. I've never even had that thought come into my head to retaliate against somebody that way. I didn't know. I don't know what happened to her. I don't even know who she is.
And
I don't
she
even know what I mean, I
adamantly
kind of do, but
she
what's that?
argued with you and said, "Oh yes, you did. Oh yes, you did." And
Well, she's got to double down on her lie. I mean, it was a flat out lie.
right. Well, I'm not just saying this because you're here or anything like that, but you would never say something like that. Like I can't imagine you ever saying anything to that in private, much less public. And to me, you're a dangerous person if you lie on someone publicly. That's like the
Well, she
top
kind of
10.
moved it like, yeah, you did,
Right.
you did, and then she's like, you and Doug did, or so and so and so,
Right.
and I'm like, look, and I even apologized to her. I said, look, if that was said to you, but it wasn't said by me, and I don't remember anybody saying that, and I certainly know that there's no tape of me saying that. But the problem is, I certainly said to her, look, if somebody said that to you, like, I'm sorry, like that is not right.
Right.
I didn't say it, but I can't speak for somebody else, but I will say, hey, like, I'm really sorry about that. And then I went, and then I just got down, and then she doubled up, and she doubled down on me. So that was totally fine. I felt like I needed to, I just felt like I needed to.
You need to stand up for yourself and your
I
family.
wasn't just standing up for
Absolutely.
myself though, but like the whole trafficking situation, like when she says, well, you have to be stolen or abducted. That's what trafficking is in my mind. Like,
That's
nobody
not
cares what it is in your mind. Like
right.
that's not important. Like who
Right.
would listen to that filth? That's filth.
Oh, I mean, and she was talking about Tiffany. She's like, "Oh, you better send me money and super
I've never
chats and
heard. It's
everything."
just weird, man.
And I thought, well, PG, you're the one that talks about people's money every fracking day.
Yeah, but I did do her voice right to her
I
face.
know.
So,
I did hear that. I laughed my ass off.
I know. I just feel like whenever that happens, like I always feel bad afterwards, even if she said the most horrific things to me ever. Like,
But that you're a good person, and that's the difference.
not really.
That's
I mean,
no, that really is the difference, Josh, because listen, like you can say, just like you said just a moment ago, PG, if that happened to you, I'm sorry. And does anyone here think she would say something like that?
what? Sorry.
Well, if this happened to you, I'm sorry, regardless of whatever, the illness between the two of you, right? Would she say something like that? No, because she literally, this woman who was up there, I was clearly maybe frustrated at PG or whatever, I don't know. And her mother was murdered and she was trafficked, taken away in traffic. This woman has had a hell of a life, right? And just, I was just blown away when Angel played that 11 minutes this morning. And it, after she said what she said about you the other day, and you just don't speak ill of the dead, in my opinion, ever. It's just a thing that you just don't do.
Well, there were just really aspects of it that were flat out lies, like with saying that I said that about her, which I didn't. And then she said, but you always say you're like your dad. I've never said such a thing. Matter of fact, I've said I do everything in my power to not be my dad.
Yes.
To be nothing like that.
Yeah.
You can't, like, you're not going to call up. So, like, and people could say whatever they want about me, or, and what, people go and they like contact people about their family members, right? Or friends. And they want to have them say something bad about that person. You're just not going to find that with me. Like, it's just not going to happen.
Right.
Me and my family were really close. My kids were really close. My friends were really close. And, that is who ultimately I'm judged by. So I feel okay in that sense. But at the same time, I'm not going to let just somebody talk about my situation. She was saying the other day, like, Josh, you don't even remember, but you said you don't even remember this. And I'm like, what the hell?
This is the thing, Josh. It's none of her business to capitalize on someone's, like, your pain of that. Either say exactly what you have said, don't twist it, don't manipulate it, just the things you have shared. It's okay for her to say the things you have said, if about your experience, but don't twist it or anything like that. You share what you share, and that is what it is.
Well, like, yeah. So I agree. It's none of her business to the extent of, like, she's not allowed to tell my story for me, but she can tell my story the way that it has been told.
Right.
Because I talk about it openly and publicly, but to weaponize that was,
yes.
To weaponize that is just like, whew, yikes. And by the way, like, I'm far, I'm not a badass. I'm not I'm none of those things, but what I am is I just can't, I won't stand for somebody talking about my mom, especially in that aspect. Like, that was just, it was crazy. But here's the thing. I don't expect an apology from her. Pretty much she no longer exists in my world. I said what I had to say. And I told her, that I was sorry that if somebody said something about her, if they did, and I don't know if they did, then whatever, it's just, it's not a thing. Like, I'm not worried about what Prayer Gardens, the church emoji, has to say about me, except she wasn't talking about me. She was talking about other, like bring it to me, come after me.
But that's the thing. These people don't
compare me to my murdering father, killed my mother when I was a little kid. And people say, Josh, don't feed into the drama. Don't feed into the drama.
You live it.
Here's the thing. It's not feeding into the drama. I'm defending my family.
Yeah.
And their honor, not my honor.
Yeah.
Hers, my mother's.
Yeah. Right.
My father is and forever will be a bad person. There's no question about that. Because he committed the ultimate life crime. And there are other things that he has done as well. I don't need to be told that he's a bad person. I know that.
I mean,
and I fight against him getting out every single time he comes up for parole. I'm going next month. We got another parole hearing. We just had one a year and a half ago, but because he's old now, they bring him up for parole all the time. It's a pain in the ass. But my grandma, when I was little, had to go to these, my grandma and grandpa had to go to these parole board hearings. And my grandpa died years ago. And now my grandma is an old lady. And it's been my turn for a while now to do this.
Mm-hmm.
And my grandma deserves to be fought for. My mother deserves it. And I'm just not going to let her spew her hate without me just letting her know, hey, you know, some things are a bit too far.
Yes.
That's it.
And that was, and you know, when I heard that this morning, when she said that about emergency me, and then I remember her saying that about your situation the other day privately. You know my situation, Josh. It triggered me. It triggered me. And I was like, you know, you just don't effing do it. Like, I don't care how mad you are at someone or how much you disagree with someone, there's still lines. And when you go below that line, you're scorned forever on YouTube, in my opinion. You know, there's just those people that does those types of things because they don't have an argument. They don't have a legitimate argument. You know, they talk out of emotion, and, you know, they don't have any emotional intelligence or anything.
Well, the reason she got mad at me was because I was that whole thing with Don, right? When he called to my show, and then we kind of got into it, so on and so forth. And that was when she was kissing his ass to the 10th degree, and she didn't like it. So she was like, well, and I was like, yeah, fine. But like, why are you sticking up for him, but you'll drag me when he's accused and admitted of doing far worse things than I've ever even thought of?
Right.
Shove it.
The hypocrisy.
I mean, that she lives by no guardrails. There's no guardrails. There's nothing. It is just however she feels at that moment.
Yes.
There's no morals. There is no compass. There is nothing telling her that this is right, this is wrong. It's just however she wants to talk in the moment. I mean, I've never heard somebody like this say that she said the only thing that she's at fault for is cussing in her life, that God understands that and stuff, and that she doesn't get mistaken and so on and so forth. And I'm just like, well, okay.
House. Trevor, do you have any words?
Yeah, Trevor, stop talking so much.
Hey, I was letting y'all go. I mean, I was disgusted by it, and Josh won't say it, but he's a great guy, and I consider him a good friend. So seeing somebody do that, especially to him or somebody like that, really gets me in with his situation. I mean, she has no idea what she's talking about when she goes after these people. Like what she did last night was ridiculous. I don't care who she was yelling at went through none of that. I'm not saying she didn't, but if she didn't, she still has no right because she doesn't know. And she sits back there with a completely anonymous profile and wants to talk to these people like this about real issues they've gone through. To call what she called last night mommy and daddy issues, I hope her account gets striked so many times that she has to go on and show her face on a new channel with a new name and hopefully a new voice.
This is the thing. This is the thing. Josh has, you know, he comes up here every day. I come up here every day. We show our face. We show who we are. You know what I mean? he tells this immensely brave story that he didn't have to share with anybody. And then it's weaponized against him by someone who doesn't even show her face. Doesn't even show her face. And who, I mean, it's the hypocrisy is just something. Oh, well, you're this. Oh, well, you're that. Oh, well, you're a faceless human being with a voice.
Yeah. Yeah. I still do kind of feel bad about the voice. I'm good at impressions. It's all I got.
Like, I spent a lot of time doing my Dawn impression today while we were at the courthouse because I was on live for like 2-3 hours waiting on them to get out of that freaking courthouse.
Trevor, you think you're better than me? You come up here right now, boy. I'll show you how to spackle.
These YouTubers and Chris McDonough.
I know.
They're ruining my life. I just want a life. I want my kids back. They're ruining my life.
I think I'm gonna retire the PG voice.
Oh, please don't.
It is. You know, when I was up there and I did it to her, and then she kind of like tried to mimic me. I was like, "You don't have to do that. It's just how you sound."
Right.
Yeah. She just sounded like a slightly higher version of her voice.
Look, man, she made me mad, and I had to do something, and it was a way to release them theme, them theme. And we're only here for summer. We're not here for nothing else. Yeah, I play other things on my channel. It's not a channel; it's a channel.
Yeah.
So whatever.
How much time getting summer back into forefront just for this to happen?
There's no investigation. There's not.
We spent so much time doing this, and I can't believe you want to talk about something now.
I'm gonna feel bad about that too, but whatever.
I don't.
No, you're like you said, you're. I don't blame you, man. I'm just saying.
No, I mean it's a.
And she was. I think I heard her feelings because she said like, "Oh yeah, you come up here and make fun of my voice." So sorry.
Well, but this is the thing. I mean,
do you know what she said about me?
That's exactly. You took the words out of my mouth. You're talking
I made fun of your voice, and you told me that I'm a future murderer.
Yes, you're talking about a sentence that you, are dealt every day in your family.
It's just like, and people are like, how dare you be mean to her? I made a joke about her not being able to eat steak because I don't believe that she has teeth. And people are like, that is so rude. I'm like, are you kidding me?
You also got to remember that we have these same people that said that we are mean to this man who is an admitted pedophile and likely did away with his daughter. But we are the mean people because we say angry things or we say funny things to him and he gets angry.
Yeah, I did tell her she had a fat mouth, and then she says you're fat shaming me. Sorry,
because that's a saying.
I mean, she's just playing. But it's just like tonight she'll be Dawn's friend, tomorrow she won't. Tonight she will, tomorrow she won't. Tonight she will, tomorrow she won't.
Yeah,
I'd be surprised if we see Dawn on for a while.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see him on for a while either.
Which is probably for the best, I mean, really.
Well, it was.
But acting does definitely.
No, go ahead, please. I've talked enough. Go ahead.
Sorry, I was just saying the way he's been acting, definitely. So, I mean, if he had been going on every night just talking about summer and doing the things he's supposed to be, then taking away YouTube would really hurt him. But with the way he's done, he'd do himself a service by simply not going on YouTube.
Yeah. And by the way, I understand why he would want to, because I feel the same way. Like you want to defend yourself when you feel like, but I mean, he's got a lot of things to consider, and I don't wish those people harm. I don't wish those people tragedy. I don't wish them anything, but they're all fine. Summer's missing, and the kids are okay. Their boys are okay. The only one that's not okay is Summer, and quite frankly, like I said, I don't wish them harm, but I don't really care how they're doing physically, financially, spiritually, emotionally, just because of the fact of the way that they've kind of went about this has been offensive. And like the other day, I don't know if you heard that little clip the other day when she said that when Candus said that she hadn't been to law enforcement in months.
Yeah. And look at Brandy. She talks to law enforcement every day.
I consider Brandy a friend, and yes, she does.
Yeah. She calls them, they call her, every day. People are saying that Don and Candus are at Motel 6.
Nice.
We'll keep the lights on for you.
I used to be a maintenance man at Motel 6 when I was like 19. It was the worst job ever. People would take, I'm not even kidding you. I found a dead body once, but in a hotel room. Yes. But you know those little LED lights that they plug in, people would like take those out and like smoke crack out of them, and then they would take the shower caps and then put it over the smoke detectors so they could like smoke crack. And it was the craziest job ever. I saw 2 80-year-old men beating each other with canes.
Oh my God. Now, see, I worked at a Super 8 from 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. For
now that's rough.
About a month.
At least I got to get out of there before dark hit.
So it was, I had your continental breakfast waiting for you. Josh, Trevor, and Justin, thank you for the first laugh of my day. PG voice on fleek. Oh, that's
there
awesome.
is no investigating.
I love that. You have like the best intro, honestly. Like it's just everything rolled up in one.
Oh, it's perfect.
Bite. You know what I mean? You've got the flares going, and everything. And every time I hear those flares, I'm thinking Don's, flaring them off at us. There's just never going to be another case like this.
No,
there's just never.
I truly hope there never is again. Because this thing has been far too it's turned into a circus.
They used to work
you can't even put a tent around this thing. It's too big of a circus now.
Yeah. But like, they used to work for the circus.
Everybody that has kind of joined in, slowly over the time, is like one character is worse than the next. I said I said it reminded me of Smoking Aces, the movie. I don't know if you know what that is, but it's like when everybody comes into like this hotel because there's like an assassin. There's like a bunch of assassins are like going for this hit, and whoever can get there first and gets the money or whatever it is. Yeah. But like people just start showing up, new crazier people show up, keep showing up until the end of the movie.
Oh, I've seen the movie. Burt Reynolds.
No, I don't think it's Burt Reynolds.
No,
he's not a guy from. Was it Smoking Aces?
I thought it was Burt Reynolds too. It was like a cop.
No, it's Jeremy Piven.
Okay, maybe I'm off.
Yeah, but like with that intro and stuff, like I always keep a flare gun on me, constantly. It's never.
There is no investigation. This boy has.
There is not, really. News to me. Yeah. Cannonball Run.
I got it on my hip.
Yeah, you need to add some like circus music.
It's so bad.
When Don calls in to play the circus music in the background.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you'll never see, and probably anyone else, peeing and taking a fresh crapola on the toilet multiple times. Candus with a cigarette in her mouth, another cigarette in her finger, burning a hole in her, her sweater. Damn.
Her poor heart. Tim got mad today because I was at the courthouse because of Candus's poor heart.
What does he care?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he messaged someone and was like talking about how we need to leave her alone because of her poor heart. Which, as you watch, I mean, you watched live. I didn't do it. I didn't say anything to them. I just sat there. But
they didn't even know you was there until probably the very end.
Until I drove, until they were right behind me at the light, or when I drove by with my phone, because I sat in the very back of the parking lot, facing the door.
Yes.
Stayed on live, talking to everybody on there. I didn't chase after them. I didn't even speak. I didn't want to speak to them. If I wanted to speak to them, I would get on my phone and go speak to them. I had no interest in talking to them.
Yeah. Hey, I see you. If you don't mind, can you drop Trevor's video today of where he was there? It was, we waited like what? Well, you waited 2.5 hours.
Yeah, and then
like
anytime I go live on Facebook, I always have to stop and go a couple times because the chat doesn't. Then the comments don't come through. Facebook always does that to me. So there end up being like 3, but the big one is the one. Yeah, I ended up sitting there for like 2.5 hours on that one and just waiting, because I got there the first time and waited a while, and then I was about to leave because my phone was on like 10%. And as I go to leave, here comes the red Subaru, and I was like, not leaving now. So I went on live and people were jumping in and talking about it, and then I had to leave because I had to go to Big Lots to get a charger because my phone was dying. And then I got back so I could be there when they came out. I was just curious to see they're very obviously animated people, so I was just waiting to see their body language when they came out, screaming, yelling, happy, whatever, because they would be no matter what. She was upset, but he kept his calm. But he's scared of nothing more than jail. So outside of Ronnie Lawson's house, or out of Ronnie Lawson's motel he's got there, he's gonna act well.
I do my best. It's hard, that's real tough.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying. It's just
on YouTube.
My life.
It's real tough, brother.
Because God understands our human brain.
Right.
That's my dad.
Right. How would you describe Don's voice here? Help me out here, because it kind of sounds like, I don't know. Well, it kind of sounds. It kind of sounds like a
Matthew McConaughey. What is that?
And then a hillbilly, and then
what was that Matthew McConaughey movie where he's like, "You got a joint?" And they said, "No." And he go, "Be a lot cooler if you did." God, what is that movie? How can I not remember that one? I know somebody knows.
Someone knows
it. Not sure. Dallas Buyers Club. Hey, Virginia Fulis, or whatever your name is. Why are you here?
Yeah,
I've never seen her
before. She was in, I think, your chat the other day.
Dazed and Confused. That's right. Yeah. Be a lot cooler if you did. That's like the young. You got some meth. It'd be a lot cooler if you did.
I think Lana gets it. Joe Dirt with the midlife crisis. That's a pretty good one. Lana.
Get off my property.
I don't know, man. These.
Hey Don, what do you think about Justin?
Idiot.
That's not nice. What about Trevor?
I'm sure Don loves it.
What about me?
Idiot.
What about McDonough?
Idiot.
Oh, McDonough, that's his favorite right there.
Let me get my flare gun out. McDonough's here.
Yeah, it's so funny because he mentioned him. I know when he goes on everybody else and talks back because everybody knows who he is. But when he talked on the phone to me, literally he had no clue if I knew who that was, and still was sitting there ranting about him. I'm like, you don't even know if I know this man, and you've said his name like 12 times in this phone call.
It puts the lotion on the skin, or else it gets the hose again.
It puts the lotion on its skin, or else it gets the hose again. Don't break my effing door, Candus.
Oh,
that was if the book about Titanic wasn't All the Night to Remember, we would write the book about. We would call it A Night to Remember. Like it's right there. It's like with craziness. It's insane.
Was that the night that they were on Marissa's and they were like, Don was like smacking her in the background, kind of, or doing something? That was insanity.
According to Candus, that she punched him, or he punched her in the face.
She's like,
and then she goes, "You just did that on live. You're a dumbass," or something like that. And he's like, "What?" It's like, "You're a real dumbass." It was her. It was like it was domestic violence 101.
Yeah, I mean, you think like the toxicity is so real, but then 5 seconds later they can have just like a regular conversation, and it's like nothing ever happened. And then it's like,
I know.
a couple seconds later they're back in it again.
Well, I think that's kind of how addicts kind of operate, and I'm not like demeaning addicts, because first and foremost, I don't even put them in just the category with addicts. People have addictions. People struggle with alcohol and drugs, and they're very good human beings. They just have a problem.
Sure.
And I have family members like that, and I understand that it's a struggle. But the debauchery surrounding everything else seems to be where you know the rubber meets the road when it comes to that. I just because you're an addict doesn't mean that you're people like Dawn and Candus, or especially Dawn. So it is sad in the fact of, drugs again, or probably the prominent drugs and alcohol were the prominent issue that most likely tore this family apart. But it's like, not all drunks act that way. Not all drug addicts act that way. Most don't. So it is and by the way, if you're given a choice between drugs or your kids, and you don't choose your kids, then you certainly don't deserve them.
Yeah.
And far be it for anybody to say, especially me, I would never advocate for somebody's children to be taken away. That's up to the state. I'm just calling it how I see it.
Yes.
And like I said, that is a whole separate issue. And I really don't cover it that much because I don't know anything really about it. So, sad. It's really sad though.
I've never met the Orwell's kids, and I love them. Oh, thank you, G. Thank you. They are loved. I mean, they've been a constant in a lot of our lives for, going on 2 years now. So, and it seems like it's been 5. I mean, in the world of YouTube, it seems like it's been 5. Do you think that is why Don wanted money for an attorney? Do you think he thought if he got an attorney that was going to save him, like help him get the kids, like, because if they want him to go to rehab and they don't go to rehab, well, it doesn't matter the type of attorney you have. There is requirements, and if you don't meet those requirements, no matter the attorney, you're not going to get them back. Trevor, Josh.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell Don thinks. It's so hard to speculate. Now, this is just my opinion, but I think that this has been kind of their sympathy blocker. Like, hey, like, if we do better, we can get our kids back. And obviously people would root for that, and they should root for that most of the time.
Yeah. God, I wish Don and Candus would get their shit together, a long time ago, and they could, live a nice, healthy, functional family. but go ahead. Sorry.
It is just really sad that families get torn apart the way they do because of drugs and alcohol and domestic violence and so on and so forth. It's just a terrible, terrible thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, they're, Camille, as you know this, you have attorneys in your family. They have, the kids have an attorneys. Don and Candus are appointed attorneys. Now they said they haven't been able to get a hold of their attorney, but that's also what they said. That doesn't make it true. And that when's the last time you tried to get a hold of your attorney? What, 8 months ago? They said it's been how long since they called the
law enforcement months.
There you go. Months. You got your Stream Deck on it, Josh.
Yeah, I have a little soundboard.
Yeah. I can't forget the Don's first child. Oh my God, I didn't hear that story. Is that true?
I have no idea.
Now, I did a story a while back, and there was a baby that had maggots in his diaper. They found him deceased. It was a horrible story. If someone gets a child back after 2 to 5 years, it's because a family member has them. Yeah, can I don't know, but can a family member out of state take a kid? I don't think they can they?
Can who?
Can a family member out of state take the kids? Do you know? Or does it have to be within Tennessee?
Sure they can. Yeah.
Yeah, they prefer to put them in a family. That's where they look first.
Right.
As if it can be stable, and they may have to check in with do something with CPS where they are, depending on what the policies are.
But good luck.
But
yeah. Well, they've been please make the soundboard say Candy Wells, you throwed me in the punch.
I've never heard that one. Is that somebody said that?
I guess I've seen it in chat. Instead of saying you throat punch me, you throwed me in the punch. I've missed that one. Did she say that actually?
I have no idea.
PG
but
didn't say at this point.
They're saying that PG's or not PG. Candus said instead of you throat punched me, you throwed me in the punch.
She probably did.
It sounds like Candusism. But yeah, I call them Adonism and Candusisms. It's not unusual for cross-state placement for family members. Okay. I don't know if they're all with I don't think they're all with the same thing. Maybe they are. I don't know.
I have no idea either.
Yeah, I don't. They're the main thing is that they're happy and they're healthy, and it's. I'm sure that they are doing whatever is best. That's the main thing. Yeah.
She said they saw you throw me in the punch. Jeez. I would put that on the soundboard, but that's just kind of domestic violence. That's a little rough.
That's bad.
Now I know that saying it that way is ridiculous, but
she's a lost cannon.
It isn't in her metabolism, in her defense.
I don't lie. I can't lie. It's not in my metabolism.
That's one of my favorite ones.
Yeah.
That's truly
harmless, right?
It's not in my metabolism. I don't know. I don't get to that.
Candus.
She's a lost cannon.
She's just not able, in my opinion, to to raise kid because she's a kid herself in an adult body, like it.
Well, once you go 0 for 7 with losing kids, maybe it's time that you don't get any back.
Yeah. Don should. Oh, I mean, I agree, Toya. When Don said that he always felt like something was going to happen to Summer, I personally read more into that. In my opinion, that's just the way I Meteor Manager. Oh, that was a good one too. Meteor Manager.
He's trying to say that he's the meteor for our family, but I don't. Why do you need a meteor for my family? Like,
why do you need a meteor to hit my house? I mean, we just want a meteor manager. Don't hit my house with a meteor.
Were the dinosaurs vegetarians or meteors?
I love when Trevor's sarcastic. It's so funny. It's so funny. Trevor, was someone saying something about you earlier? I forgot what you texted me earlier.
Yes, didn't you know that Trevor hates kittens and goes around trying to steal them?
Yeah, duh. I don't know how
said you were trying to steal them?
I've been alive for 20 years and the word just got out. Shoo.
The terrible human. Didn't you know that?
You're a terrible human being.
I really am.
When he called Trevor, he's like, what did he say something, Trevor, about you him going to jail or something? You was like, well, that's because you did a crime, dog.
Oh, because he was trying to tie in his DUI to everything with Summer. He goes, do you know what I've had to put up with? They were tearing my house up. The police, they were tearing my house upside down, the room of life. They threw me in jail. I said, whoa, hold on. That's the first time I spoke through that whole first part of his rant. I stopped him. I said, hold on. You went to jail because you committed a crime. Not anything to do with Summer. He goes, well, yeah, that was later, though. They ruined my life. Shut up.
What?
Yeah, I don't think so. Oh, yeah, that's well, I don't know what you just put up there and took off really quick. Mary doubles down on that because Doug never mind.
I mean,
he told him to go and, like, when they were arguing, he told him to go do something to a dog or something. Sick.
Doug or Don?
Doug told Don to go finger a dog.
Sorry, that's hilarious.
I'd say this is normal by the day.
I heard it with my own 2 ears.
Doug, you're fucked up.
It's too...
Oh my God, Doug.
It's true. I mean, I witnessed it. Like, it was horrible.
You witnessed Doug or you witnessed Don?
I did not witness Don.
You might have had his camera on.
I did not witness Don's.
He would have his camera on.
Yeah, he's taking a dump.
Yes.
No, I would. Get it right, Judge. What? I mean, it's all the same. It was the. It was just. I regret saying that, but still.
No, I actually glad you said it. That was the
look. That's just that's alleged.
Yeah, it's alleged. The poor dog. Oh my God! Can you? I don't know.
Sassy Granny. Sassy Granny says, "Yeah."
What?
She was watching it.
Yep, dog. Oh, you saw it, Sassy Gran?
A lot of people saw it.
I think
there was probably like 1,500 people watching.
Oh my god!
And then he showed me text messages where he said it too. That would just go through the
roof. God. Benny once said, Don drunk looked at a cat and said, I can't, it won't. Oh my god.
I heard that too. I did.
I haven't heard that one.
I heard that.
I'm not a big.
Hello,
Moto. Sorry. I'm live.
Mary said it was their poodle.
I'm live.
Jesus.
It's gets worse and worse.
Mary said it was their poodle.
Just go ahead and scratch it up. Give this man his kits back. I mean, we're just making a case and a half right here.
I thought it was Curly Sue.
Somebody better get that dog she's got now.
Oh my god. Next time we need you need to ask Mary about that, Josh.
No thanks.
See if this is alleged or not.
How do you ever fit that in a conversation like no, how are you doing? Well, actually, did this
Mary, did Don finger a dog?
I appreciate the lasagna recipe.
Yeah. Thanks for the birthday wishes. What happened with the poodle?
Terrible. Go to jail just for that.
You should. Oh my god.
It's alleged.
Yeah, that's true. It's alleged.
There's quite a bit that's alleged against that man, though.
Oh my god, these people. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's why I didn't want to get rid of the dogs. That's all I know.
I didn't bring it up, sass ass.
Okay, I gotta quit laughing here and get my bearings. He burnt down a barn allegedly with animals. I haven't heard that one. Yeah.
Gosh.
I see you says Mary has doubled down.
Hey.
Maybe. I don't know. I love Mary. And that's another thing that PG and them have attacked, and I don't. That's another terrible thing. Like, they've got Mary, and they have got a lot of attacks, and I don't think it's fair. Number one, they're a victim, but number two, they called the very next day after Summer went missing.
And nobody ever portrays it right. They always say it differently. It's always, they waited and called Chris McDonough, and they just went on YouTube. They've got all this YouTube fame. First thing, what they called right after. Secondly, they went to somebody else before they even talked to Chris.
Yes, they talked to someone else before they talked to Chris. But I mean, it's in my mind, they knew, Mary and them knew that what kind of person Don was capable of. Apparently, I mean, they've had to live with themselves, and him being in the family. That's got to be very rough. It's got to be very rough, and still, be kind to them. Chris McDonough is how they pronounce it. That's how Don does kind of pronounce it. Chris McDonough.
Chris
and
McDonough
he always says it in he always says Chris, and then he goes to JLR, and then he goes to Molly Golightly, and then Josh the Lab.
Yeah, we're the Mount Rushmore.
Yeah.
I think I recently got put on that Mount Rushmore, like on his Facebook post the other day. That was so funny when he posted that like old song and just like put a bunch of our initials, and then I commented. I was like, and then farm lady came into the comments and had to lecture me. Be nice. You don't know what they're going through.
It's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're not. We understand that it's not funny if he did that. I don't know if he did it or not. I'm just saying what somebody said to him. That was funny. So whatever.
Oh, please. Someone's, listen, there's almost 1,300 people in here. You're not going to, there's always people out there that's, we didn't say it like the originals. We're just repeating it.
It's hilarious.
I thought it was funny. I can just that for me. I just pictured Doug saying it.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's just how
the whole exchange was just like, what just happened?
Yeah, because Doug's like that. He just blurts it out like it's nothing. Look down the well of Don Wells. Looking down the well of Don Wells.
I'll pass on looking down that well.
Yeah. Me too. Well, hopefully things will work out, and there just needs to be some answers. Let me tell you, I think after their rights are terminated, if that happens, I think, in my opinion, that is the most likely time that if they have something on Don and Candus, that is the most likely time they'll be arrested. In my opinion.
The heck
there was. Go ahead. Sorry.
I want to know where the heck her mom is, where Grandis is. We got all this going on. Candus is allegedly, on her deathbed with her heart, and her mom is MIA. And she's active on Facebook. She's commenting on friends' posts and stuff, but she is not anywhere near here.
Well, to be fair, I do think that Candus has had heart issues since she was born.
Yes.
That she was born with 3 holes in her heart, and that she possibly has a pacemaker. I've heard that, and that maybe it's the battery or something like that.
But then one day it's the battery, but then
thank you, my love.
She's
beautiful.
A little bit of stress away from dying. It's like, and it's not the health problem that's the issue. It's that it's being weaponized to hide from criticism. It's like, you can't say, well, you can't talk about us as parents or talk about Summer or talk about Summer's case with us in a negative light because of this. Like,
because I have a heart issue, right?
That's terrible. I don't want anybody to have a heart issue. That's terrible. I don't want to have one. I don't want her to have one. That's horrible. But I also think it's fair to separate the two of, we hate that you have a heart issue, but I also hate that you likely have the answers to what your daughter is and you won't say. Right. I hate both.
Absolutely. Yeah, nobody came up on that hill. But I was thinking, I'm trying to, maybe someone in the chat on there was a case recently, or in the last, I don't know if it was in the last year or so, but they took the rights of the parents away in the courtroom that day, and then just a couple days later there was an arrest, or maybe they even arrested him in the courtroom right after that they took the rights away. And I was kind of holding my breath today. I was like, damn, I wonder if...
Well, to be fair, Pruitt said that the cases bleed over into each other. I mean, take that for what it's worth, but he did say that, so they may be waiting on that to... I mean, that's just, I guess, that's complete
speculation. Yeah.
That one comment he made, I'm just speculating, but they could be waiting for that. And
Harmony Montgomery. That's what it was. Harmony Montgomery. Yes.
Oh man, they that poor girl.
Yeah.
They have no idea where she is, but I mean, think of how little they have with Harmony Montgomery, Josh, Trevor, and we have less than that with Summer Wells. We have less than that. Like with Harmony, they know that she was in that house, in that freezer, deceased. Right.
Well, there's a big reason with if you look at the difference in the way that cases have been gone at by law enforcement.
Yeah.
Ronnie Lawson will barely ask for any help. Up there, they brought in the state's attorney general. They asked the FBI to do whatever they could. They let the people that could find out what happened, because what mattered to them more was finding out what happened than anybody's ego. That doesn't happen down here.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, like, I don't know, man. It's a really messed up situation. The entire thing. I feel like in the beginning, first couple days, the law enforcement could have done a lot more with Summers' case.
Yep.
In my opinion. But that's just an opinion, and I just wish that they would have maybe pressed on Candus a little more and checked that house. But I do believe TBI is doing every fracking thing that they can right now.
Oh, they are. And that's why they're the ones that went and got the safe, and they're the ones that are still answering people's questions, because they're doing their part on it, because they have the ability to. They have certain things to do, but they still have that investigative ability where they can have the case on their file as well and still push it. Charges, when it comes to charges, is when it gets hard. But if they present charges, there won't be a DA that will be like, no. But they can't there's certain things they can't do, but they can still press it as an investigation. But just look at the difference. Like, I called Pruitt a while back. He wouldn't even let me finish a sentence saying, can I ask a question? I could email Leslie at TBI, and she'll answer. If she can't, she'll tell me she can't. And if she can, she'll give me answers to my questions. She'll never just be like, it's an ongoing investigation, please stop.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, the TBI, they're really good. Is Marshall's working on Summers' case? I don't know.
I don't know why there wouldn't be with usually their capacity would be later on. I feel like when because usually they're called in. I mean, they do other stuff, but I know their big role is hunting a fugitive, and there's no actual fugitive at this point.
Yeah, that's another thing. Vet girl, listen to this, Josh. The 911 call, October 2020, said, "Do you have a gun?"
Yeah, he had that black powder rifle one, remember?
But Candus said it's in the safe.
No, it was in his car.
Well, I know, but was there more than one gun? Was there a pistol?
I don't know. I just know that there was a black powder rifle from the Civil War that he was, because apparently he was allowed to have that kind of a gun.
Yeah. Yes. It's the same here. Like felons, like they can't have a gun, but they can have a muzzle loader, which is a gun. But
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, it's just basically a shotgun, except you tamp your help me out, Trevor. Your gunpowder.
Yeah. It's like doing it old school, slow style. There's a lot more to it than just grabbing your gun.
Justin, I didn't know you were such a gun aficionado.
Yeah. I have
a
few guns.
Literally shot a flare gun up in the air when people Molly went up there.
Yes.
Yeah.
First of all, why does he even have a flare gun?
Because he can't have a real one. That's why he has a black powder muzzle loader, whatever that is. What's that?
He's probably got some Nerf water guns too, just in case they take the other ones.
Yeah. A freaking flare gun?
Nerf darts.
Get off my property.
Get off my property. Pew, pew, pew.
I'm going to flare you.
Shot that thing straight up in the air.
Just alerted all the helicopters. Hey, everybody flying by in a plane. We're down here. We got some issues.
They just dropped some rice in the middle of 110 Ben Hill Road because they think that's where they think that the emergency package should go.
They just bring by one of those big planes that drop all the stuff for big fires. You know, they bring them over and drop all that. They just cover Ben Hill in that.
Well, Candus's hair, it looks like it's been.
Yeah, they think she was on fire.
The fire stuff on it, to be honest with you. I mean, I don't know what's going on with that. Bless her heart.
What's wrong with her hair? Like what? She dyed it orange, didn't she?
It's like bright orange. Yeah, she looks like a
fire. I like that. Like I like when people do like cool stuff with their hair.
Yeah, I like it when people do cool stuff with their hair too.
You just don't like orange. It's a bold color, no doubt. The flare guns can be dangerous. If you shoot somebody with a flare gun, like it's going to be a major problem.
It's going to burn you, like for real.
Yeah. Don has a felony. Don has like 700 felonies.
He has like one in each state.
What kind of question is that?
Oh my God! Yeah.
You knew here? You're not from around here?
You could be from anywhere. Arkansas, tell me where you're from. He's probably got one where you're from.
I've done the orange thing on accident when I was a kid. I tried to dye my hair with like peroxide.
Yeah, well, that'll turn it orange for sure.
Did not go well, but luckily it was near Halloween.
That works. Well, I mean, to get the blonde, you get orange first. Just FYI.
No doubt about that.
Don has 2 felonies. He's got more than 2 felonies, doesn't he?
I don't know. I
haven't even looked, and I can't even remember, to be honest. It depends on what state. It really she's trying to be Garrett.
He probably has. Yeah, I don't know. One's enough, but when you're like, if you're a convicted felon and then you go, nah, twice convicted felon.
I did it 2 different times.
Please meet my friend Donald Wells. He's a convicted felon twice.
The joke's on you. It's actually 2 times.
Nope. So 1 + 1 is 2, but if 2 - 0 or 2 - 2, you get 0 felonies.
If you take my good felony and put it in my bad felony, it kind of makes like no felonies. It's pretty cool.
Trevor there. No, there's probably going to be, I would say, lots of rumors in the next couple of days about, did they get their parental rights taken away or the gag order? But I just don't think we're going to have a solid answer for a while.
Of course not.
I don't think we're going to. But again, if Don and Candus aren't speaking, I think that says a lot, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't think they're allowed to. I mean, that's just speculation, but I'd be surprised if we see him on. But once again, who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? Because he's been told to stay off before, and maybe they will. And in all honesty, they should. He asked for a link again the other night on my show, and I was like, it's just that can't happen.
Oh, I was like, take the link. I wanted to see it.
I mean, he just been dropping deuces and taking peas everywhere. I was just not gonna subject myself nor my audience to it, because I was like, if you want to call in, fine, but like, I don't want to see your nipples.
Oh.
I'm not kidding.
That. God. In my opinion,
can you believe that Josh said nipples? He's not a Christian man.
You think so, G? Might be.
I'm a stalker, so you talk about nipples, I stalk people. We're good.
What was I gonna say? How come he isn't preaching anymore? What he actually said the other night that he
is Jesus.
What was it, Josh or Trevor? Like he didn't feel
Jesus was persecuted.
Yeah, Jesus was persecuted, and he said that Jesus was persecuted as well. And then he said Hollywood movie stars are as well. So he was Jesus and a Hollywood movie star within like a 2-minute span. It was pretty incredible. And then probably 10 minutes later is when he decided to go, poop in a bucket. So it encompassed it all in one night. Jesus and the Hollywood star and a bucket pooper. I mean, we just got it all.
Yeah,
after the first
that bucket situation rough. Because he gave Benny his statement. Like it was supposed to be like a really serious moment.
I remember that. Oh my God.
It's like you can't bring
that grunting.
The other day he did. I think I don't know if I told you there, but look what Lisa K said right there. So I must have gotten that right.
This one.
Well, she said her battery went dead.
Candus batteries went dead in her pacemaker, and she needs a new one. That's it. I've heard that, Lisa. I've actually heard
Lisa's
that.
usually, honestly, and I know, like, trust me, I know about Lisa, like, from message boards and stuff. But like her stuff, like she's pretty good on point. Yeah, she actually is. And I should like
Jesse. You should never be blocked. Type something again, and let's see if without a super chat and see.
Uh-oh. Okay, fine, whatever. I don't know who she is. People are like,
oh, people are. Everybody's got it.
I didn't mean to make you mad.
You're not blocked, Jesse, my love. No, you're not blocked. Can a felon possess a firearm? Generally, no, you cannot. Okay. Yeah, no firearms, no voting.
I'm sure Don's big into his government, his knowledge of government. I'm sure he really gets out there and votes live.
Jam 420. Ask her if she still feels that way.
He said the wells were getting
I do not believe that is her stance anymore, but I don't know.
It's not.
Just had batteries changed. Did great. Well, I mean, it's a pretty simple procedure, right? It just goes right under the.
Is it? I don't know anything about it. But I do know that she has had, like, she was born with, because I was born with a hole in my heart too, but I think she had like 3 of them, and then mine were,
a lot of people grow out of them.
Yeah, well, I had a murmur and so on and so forth, and it went away.
I see. Yeah, I think they can do the. I think Lisa's right on that about the black powder guns, also known as a muzzle loader.
Yeah.
A muzzle loader.
It's an outpatient procedure, local anesthesia. Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually a lot simple than I thought. When that news came out, I thought it was a lot bigger. But in our group, some people that have a lot more medical knowledge than I do were telling me it's actually more simple than.
Well, we had to remove them when we would cremate, because if you don't, they'll blow up.
Yeah, that's probably not the best idea to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Everyone has a murmur. Does everyone have a heart murmur? I don't think everyone has a murmur, do they? I think everyone's heart leaks a little bit, but.
Does it?
Yeah. No one's heart's like 100% efficient. Josh's video. Which one, truck driver?
I only have one. I'm just kidding. And I don't know what video it is either.
He made that one video that one time. It was pretty good. I watched it. It was that one day. It was that one video. It's pretty good.
Exactly.
Most murderers are innocent.
What?
But it closes up. Oh.
Yeah. No, it can. You can grow out of it and so on and so forth.
Some have no heart. Yeah, that's true. 4 years, and it was checked monthly over a landline. Yeah, now they probably have Wi-Fi and everything. Oh my God. Listen, I'm going to say it right now. I'm creating a pacemaker with Wi-Fi. You can take it with you everywhere you go. You need a hotspot? I'm charging.
Yeah, I don't think it works like a camcorder. I don't think that's how pacemakers work.
Introducing the Pacemaker 5.0 with built-in Wi-Fi technology.
With the USB port, you can charge your phone as well.
Yeah, today
Right
for
there.
4 small payments of $99.99.
And if you put diesel in it, you can generate power. It doubles as a generator.
Now working on Android and iPhone for limited time only. Only available in 49 states.
Justin has lost it. Yeah, probably have money.
Yeah,
You know what? There will be someone that does that eventually. I'm saying it. I can feel it. Bluetooth capable. Exactly. Voice activated calling. I can hear you in my head. Must recharge on Dawn's.
That's how Dawn recharges.
Teresa, I was at the courthouse, yes. Sorry.
Tell us more about that, Trevor. How'd that go?
Well, I was there were of course, that's the jail's right there, so a lot of officers there, but
was there any media? Like
no, I didn't see anyone there that was any kind of media. The police kept coming back and forth watching me, but I just stayed in my spot and was talking on the live. But no, there wasn't any kind of media.
Huh.
I expected there to be. I figured WJHL would. Sorry, drop my phone. But WJHL would be out there ready to try to get a statement from the Wells on their way out. But I wonder if what the producers thought of them running that video the other day with the gag order still in place. Wonder if they just avoided today because
I was surprised that, but it's not WJHL's responsibility. If they're gonna take that. They're a news station, so if Don's gonna come on there, like if he wanted to go on there and like say he wanted to confess, just for an example, which he should do with the police, if that's where you're headed, they would still take that phone call. They would still do that.
Yeah.
That's just
I'm
what
not blaming
do.
them. I'm just saying that I wonder if that was kind of like because there were mixed reactions to that with the gag order being in place. I just wonder, because if not, I feel like they would have sent somebody out today because this court hearing was very much publicized. Like everybody knew it was coming. It was just a matter of what happened there.
Yeah, the news is supposed to be, non-biased.
None of it was going to be public information. That's what the only way that you're going to find out is if Dawn or Candus or a family member decides to disclose it, which they're probably being told that they're not allowed to.
But this is my question. After if they lose their rights, can they discuss it then?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I thought. Yeah. Okay.
But then nothing's in place anymore. There's no the case is closed as far as like any kind of, there won't be any hearings or anything. So the case is closed out. Tim Mullins can kiss mine.
So, Tim Mullins, is he still their media manager?
Yeah. He was the one that whined today because I was there.
I know. So
he still runs that page, the Find Summer Wells page. He's the one that shares all those articles about DCS and puts those statements out.
For our family, but
he puts the meteors on the internet.
Meteor. Now, so have you ever met Tim Mullins?
Yes.
Okay. I saw him when I was in Tennessee, down at the horse pond, and I was talking about him at the time, literally live and talk about him. And I'm in my car and I'm like right here. And then I look over, just, glance over, and he's like standing fucking 3 feet away from me. I'm like,
I remember your reaction. I saw that. That was hilarious.
Yeah, I was out there. That's where I met him. I was out there talking to somebody that I knew that does like drones and stuff for the searches. And Tim walked up and started talking to him, and then introduced him to me. And Tim and I met each other and talked for a second. And Tim told me about the new laws he's trying to get passed to protect Amber Alert families from having their phone calls recorded, which that's a law in Tennessee, not just for Amber Alert families. It's a one-party consent law in Tennessee. So he doesn't even know the laws, I guess, but he wants that, and then he wants privacy for Amber Alert families. That's what he sat and told me about.
Tim Mullins, he just rubs me weird. That's the day I had the ghost in the car. Yes. People was like, "Don't you hear that, Justin?" And I'm like, "What the hell are you talking about?"
Mm.
And Ziggy, of course, she flipped it. Trevor, are you doing that on purpose?
What?
Yeah, he gives me creep vibes too. Creep vibes.
Yeah, and the fact that it went above being a media manager to like acting like their friend now. He's like today. How's he gonna tell someone what to do in a public space?
He's trying to say that he's the meteor for our family, but I don't. Why do you need a meteor for my family? Like,
Did know. Honestly, if Candus is asking why they need a meteor manager, why do you need a meteor manager? You know what I mean? Like, why?
Well, it's it's like specifically him and Don. Like even their YouTube page is like Don Wells official. Like it doesn't even have Candus on. It's just Don Wells official.
Oh my god. Oh god. I don't know. Like I thought Tim was this tall, more. I knew he was skinny, but like in person, he is very frail looking.
He's like the lead for a mechanical pencil.
Yes. That's it.
I've never heard that before.
And he's got all kinds of stickers on his car.
And he always wears an earpiece, so he looks like he's talking to people.
That's tight. That's fire. That's a fire look. Even for like a 60-year-old dude. Like, don't bother me. Or like somebody come up to you and you just kind of put your hand here. Yeah, go ahead. What's that?
He never talks into it though. He just goes up and talks to people with it sitting there in his ear.
Maybe people are just feeding him info. That's tight.
He's something.
Like I remember when Bluetooths were kind of like the you remember Justin?
Yes.
Like the
I mean you were top shelf. You were
straight
top
up top dog. Walk around like not only you'd have that, but like remember the CD players where you take the radio face off and you walked around with it in your hand because you didn't want people to like steal your radio or your CD player from your car. Do you remember those?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And you'd see people walking around the mall with them in their hands. Like that was a badge of honor.
Like that in my
Did you
car.
walk around with it in your hand?
Never.
Did you ever take it off?
Maybe, but I didn't. But it wasn't because like anybody would. I mean, probably the stereo was worth more than the car. So.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but they made it so where you could take Trevor has no idea what we're talking about, but like you could take the face off of the CD player, so it couldn't be like the whole thing couldn't be stolen, or it'd be useless to steal it or whatever. All right, I have a basketball game to go to, so I just want to thank you for letting me.
Oh yeah, well it's not there. You're not going live tonight?
Not tonight. No, tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah, so.
Thank you, Josh.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. We'll see you.
All right, we'll see you later.
Bye, Trevor.
All right, Trevor. Do you have any final words, sir, for this evening?
I don't. I think today was enough of a day to speak for itself.
It's been a long day.
I did leave something in the studio chat for you to see. I don't know if you saw it earlier, but
let me read this.
I'll send it to him since he got off before he read it, probably.
Oh shit. Okay. Interesting. I hope that's not true. I mean, we'll figure it out.
Oh yeah.
We'll figure it out and we'll report back to you guys on that. We'll report back to you. Did you guys drop the video to Trevor's courthouse? What is the Summerwells that you're over there? You're an admin or you run it or
Summerwells vanished in Tennessee.
And it's TN, right?
Yeah.
Summerwells vanished correct?
Yes, that's it.
Okay. So if you guys want to go over there, if you're not already in that group, I would suggest going over there. That's how you can keep kind of a track on Trevor and what he is up to. He's constantly running the roads in Tennessee, doing great things for Summerwell's case, keeping the word out for this local little girl. And we're all still praying every single day
Absolutely.
that justice is found for her. So did I see you drop the link? Okay, yeah, I see you drop the link. It's right here. Maybe if you can paste that one more time before we leave. I don't think families who haven't been ruled out as being involved in the children's being missing should be eligible for protection under the law. Interesting. Does Trevor have a channel? Trevor doesn't have a channel. He does a lot of Facebook stuff. But he can always get a channel if he wants one. TBI, Hawkins County Sheriff's Office needs to be more proactive in the case, as much publicity and media attention. Yeah, the thing about the Summer Wells case is it never made a lot of national attention like a Gabby Petito, or anything like this. But it has been humongous on social media.
I think with the lack of everything, I mean, most cases you at least have a mode of investigation. With this, it's like places didn't want to pick it up because they would write the article of Summer Wells is missing, last seen here, no idea what happened, that's it. Usually you have like they are investigating for foul play, investigating for X, Y, and Z. Like there's nothing, which not that it's an excuse for them not to run it, but it's hard for places to say anything when we have zero. I mean, anything we speculate on basically is either what we speculate on or things we've heard from Don or Candus or someone who has spoken up, Jose, Alec, people like that. We don't know almost barely anything from law enforcement with up to 20 months later.
Yes. We don't. There's nothing. And to beat it all, the parents, you're like, well, what time was you here and here? I don't know. I don't remember.
I don't keep track of time. How do you not? On that day, you should be able to think of everything you did that day because that day has to live in your mind forever.
Yeah.
How does it not?
And to and to to say that you're taking a kid, how far is it from the water hole to that Walgreens?
It's
a few minutes.
Yeah, about 10 minutes. It's not far at all. You hop off the road by the swimming hole, you go down over the tracks, down the road.
Yeah, just a few minutes. It's nothing major or anything, but you leave the Walgreens and you drive a few minutes and you get the kid out and you put her in the water and you do all that in 30 minutes. She would have been in the water for less than 15 minutes. You're not going to get a kid in and out of the water in 15 minutes. Some sort of order should be Tim Mullins to stop him. Tim Mullins creeps me out. We was the ones that showed that he was a country singer. Did you know that, Trevor?
Do what?
Did you know that he wanted to be a country singer?
Oh, I actually am friends with someone who went to high school with him, and they sent me his high school talent show or whatever, like their high school thing they put on, his performance there, his little solo.
So I was the one who brought the Tim Mullins country singer to YouTube. And we played a lot of his songs. Holy shit. No, thank you. Yeah, he wanted to be this big country singer. All right, he's got a lot of hats in the fire, I guess you could say, right? Because he does like photography, a meteor manager, a singer, songwriter.
He's a man of many untalents, is what I'll call him.
Yes.
Untalents. Man of many untalents.
Exactly. All right, guys. Well, thank you all so much for being here. Want to give a special thank you to Trevor and Josh from the lab. Thank you both. Appreciate each and every one of you. Justice for Summer Wells. God bless each and every one of you. Good night, and we will see you guys sometimes tomorrow. Bye,
Amen.
Trevor.
Justice for
Bye,
Summer.
chat.